Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. It's still a busy time for the channel, what with merchandise, recent Patreon content, new releases on our classic app coming up. Simon's got some sort of puzzle hunt in the works that's a Sudoku puzzle hunt, and lots of things going on. We're still trying to get out 2 videos a day. Somebody asked from Sweden yesterday if they're still allowed to watch both videos if they're not in lockdown. And I know they're joking, but yeah, please, if you're out of lockdown to some extent, congratulations, and please feel free to just view these as a complete bonus for you. Anyway, so today's bonus content. This is a puzzle that was sent to us a week or 2 ago by Clement in France, and a bit of an interesting history in testing. Our tester tested it without one of the constraints Clement had built in and said it was solvable that way. He then retested it with one of the constraints but not one of the others, and it was solvable that way, and that's what he's recommended us to do. So there are 3 constraints that we're going to be using with this puzzle. One is sandwich Sudoku. So you can see outside the grid the clues which show the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that row or column. Traditional sandwich. That is combined with some thermos, as you can see, some thermometers, along which from the beginning, from the bulb, they have to continue growing in digits. Normally when we've combined sandwiches and thermos, we've called it picnic Sudoku because of the kind of sandwiches and thermos pun. And this one, we are also going to be using night Sudoku. So cells which are a night's move apart cannot contain the same digit like those 2. So those 3 constraints apply. And I'll tell you at the end what the other constraint is that's been built into the grid, but apparently we don't need it, just for fun. So let's have a go at this as a night's picnic Sudoku, effectively. You can try it on the link below the video, of course, in our software. And I'm going to have a go now. So let's get cracking. So we've got a 35 clue, and they're very helpful because they tell us that a 1 and 9 are at the edges. That's because in sandwich Sudoku, the digits 2 through to 8 add up to 35, so it's the maximum clue. So that we know, and this column is very interesting. It's got a 0 clue, so 1 and 9 have to be next to each other in it. But 1 can only ever be in a bulb, it can never be anywhere else on a thermometer, and 9 can only ever be at the end. So although this was one possible location for the 1 and 9, clearly this has broken that. But now the only 2 possible locations are here and here. And we know this must be the 1 with the 9 next to it. Now what we often do in sandwich Sudoku is mark the cells which can't contain 1 or 9. And oops, that's not right. So I'm going to do that based on what we've learnt so far, and I'm going to keep getting it wrong apparently, so let's just try again. So I'm going to colour them green if they can't contain a 1 or 9, or if you like to look at green as a more positive colour, if they must contain 2 through 8. 21 clue in the final column, so we can colour those green as well. I think the 1 could be in any of those cells. Now we could work on which of these is a 9, but there might be other more profitable places to try and work. So we've got, for instance, we've got a couple of 27 clues at the top. Now they always mean in a standard sandwich Sudoku the middle cells can't contain 1 or 9. 27 can only have a sum of 8 outside it, which can be a maximum of 2 cells. So outside the 1 and 9 can only be 2. So the other way of looking at that is there must be at least 5 cells that are green, that are 2 to 8 in the middle. Now this is good here. So in this box on the edge here, box 6, We've only got 3 cells left for the 1 and 9, and we've got a 0 clue. So we know that both cells are in this box in the middle, in these 3, and we know the 1 can only be at the beginning of a thermo or not on it, and the 9 can only be at the end or not on it. So we know that this one is a 1 straight away. It couldn't be here because that would need a 9 here, and that's not possible. Now we've got a 0 clue in row 5, so we can fill in the 9, and the rest of that row has to be green as not containing the digits, so that's good. We know there's a 1 up here somewhere and a 9 down here in one of those cells. None of these clues are 0, so the 1 won't be next to the 9 in this box, but this one can't be either. In fact, we could actually colour all the cells that are not at the beginning or end of a thermometer as green, because they can never be 1 or 9. Now, look, in this row 6 here, we've got an 18 clue, and we've got only 5 cells in the middle which could contain the 1 or 9. Now 18 is more than 8 plus 7, so it needs 3 green cells in the middle, so they have to clearly be there. Now this must be a 1 because it's at the start of a thermometer, and the 9 must be here. So, and in this column now, column 6, we've got a 0 clue, so we can fill in the 1 straight away, and we've got a whole bunch of other green cells we can put in. So 9 is in one of those 2, but we don't know which one yet. We've got a 17 clue in column 3. Yeah, that's very helpful. 17 has to be at least 3 cells long. So the 9 can't be below the 1. And it clearly can't be on the bulb of a thermometer. So we can go up here and fill in the 9. That gives us a couple more greens. That's great in column 1. We now know where the 9 is in column 1. It's here. And this one goes green. Now there's a 5 clue up in the top row, so that could, I mean, we know where that is. The 1 has to be here because of this 1 here, it can't be here. So we can fill in the 1 there, that gives us 1 here. 9 must be here because it obviously can't be below the 1, so let's just colour everything else green because it feels more complete. We can colour these green, they're in a column with a 1, 9. Now this 27 can't go all the way down to the bottom, or it would be a 35 clue. 17, I don't think that can be as long as 5. The minimum for 5 digits between starting at 2 is 20. So we know where the 9 is here. There we go. That can't be a 1 or 9. It can't reach over here. So we can put in the 1 there. And the 9 now must be here. And I think we can finish off. Ooh. Something went wrong there. What have I done wrong? I shouldn't have put a 9 in this column. That's what went wrong. That's a 1 because it's got a 9 above it. Dummy. So this is a 9. Yeah, that's still the same. It can't reach over here. Yeah. So that's a 9. That's the 1. That way round is better. We can put a 9 in here, and the last 9 in the grid goes here, and the last 1 in the grid goes here. Perfect. So let's just colour the remaining cells green. And this is our setup to start with. Now there are some easy clues, like 5 there. I haven't used the night constraint move rule at all. I mean, maybe that would have helped before now, but hasn't been necessary in any way. This is a 6 here, obviously. 11 there has to be 2, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 6. That'll probably be useful. Oh, look, in the downs we've got an 8. 17, we might come back to that in a moment. And that. 27 here has to have 8 outside it. And again, in this column, 8 at the top this time. 21 here. That has to have 14 outside it. That's not so straightforward. So now I said I might come back to this 17. So 17 in those cells, another 10 is 27, and 6 is 33. Take that away from 45, the total of 1 to 9. These must be 7 and 5. And that means we can fill in the thermometer on the other side. That must be 2, 3, 4. I just want to check I've got the maths right. 10 plus 17 is 27, 33, 38, 45. Yes. So 2, 3, 4 goes straight in. What else can we deduce from that? Yes, this I said was either 2, 3, 6 or 2, 4, 5 as a total of 11. So that's either 2 or 4, that's either 4 or 5 because it's an ascending thermometer. That could be any of them, but this has now got to be 7. And we can put a 6 in here. 4, 1, 5, 8, 9. One of these is a 6. 1, 6, 7, 5, 9. So yeah, 2, 3, 4, 8. That adds up to the right sum. And here again, 17 between 1 and 9. The other cells placed add up to 21. That's 38. This must be a 7 at the bottom. 2 must be in one of these. 6, 9, 7, 8. Oh, interesting actually. 2 can't be in this cell because for the knight's move constraint, that would stop it being both here and here, and that's impossible. So 2 must be in this cell. You can see that 2 is stopping it being in those 2. So I have used the knight constraint for something quite interesting straight away. And this one can't be, it can't be 4 or 5. I was just spotting the knight's move 4 as well. These are a 2-6 pair now, so we can fill them in as such. This is, well, these are 3, 8, and 7. But the end one can't be 3, both for thermo and knight reasons. This can't be 8 for ordinary Sudoku reasons. There's an 8 up here. 5 and 4 here, and these 5 and 4 tell us which way around they have to be. So the knight's move constraint is helping considerably now. I mean, I don't think this is proving too tricky overall, which is nice. 5 or 9, but it's got some interesting logic. I mean, there probably are different ways of going about this puzzle, but it's quite fun so far. Now, oh look, we've got a bulb here. So this has to be 2 or 3, because in this column, in column 4, both that cell and that cell have to be bigger according to the thermometers. And we've only got 2, 3, 4, and 8 to place. So that one has to be as low as 2 or 3. Neither ruled out by the knight's move thing. Oh look, this cell has got quite a few knight's things acting on it. So 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 1, 9, all not possible. So that's 5 or 7. So this is 6, 7, or 8. And before 5 or 7 can't be a 3 for the knight's move. So, well, there's a few things it could be, and maybe I won't fill them in. But no, I thought that might give me something else in this column, but no. Maybe I should be using the thermos clues a bit more. What have we got? 18 here. And that can't be 5, 6, 7 anymore. So it has to have an 8 in it. So it could be 8, 6, 4. Oh, it couldn't be 8, 6, 4. Look at this cell. That is seeing both a 4 and an 8 and a 6 by a knight's move. So 8, 6, 4 is not possible because that cell can't be any of them. So it must be 8, 7, 3. So that's 3 or 8. That's 3 or 7. That's 8 or 7. So it's an 8, 7, 3 triple. We can't work out which way that triple goes at the moment, but we can tell what's happened to this cell. It's become a 2 now. Then we've got 4, 5, 6 to place. We can do 4 by ordinary Sudoku, 5 by knight Sudoku, and 6. This can't be 6 anymore. Now that 3, 7, 8 triples also resolved this 5 or 7 pair. We've got 2, 4 and 6 to place here. Neither of those can be 4 because that sees one by ordinary Sudoku and the other by knight's move. So that's 4. This can't be 2 because of the thermometer. It's separated from the 1. So we can finish off that row apart from this triple that we haven't deduced yet. 2, 6 must fit in up here, and these 2 and 6 tell us by knight's move which way round they are. Again, we've got a 3, 8, 7 triple. Is this not disambiguated yet? No. No, I don't think it is. So we've got 4 and 5 to put in at the end. Yeah, that's straightforward with that 4. 3, 8, 7 up here. And again, 3, 8, 7 triple. We can't really resolve it. This can't be a 3 for the thermo. I may be missing something here, but I haven't yet been able to work out from these 3, 8, 7 triples which way round they go. So let's go up the top. Now here, we can't have an 8 in one of these two cells or the thermometer could never work. So they've got to be 3 and 4. And that resolves this 8. Might do all of the triples if that, yeah, that 3 is looking at this cell by a knight's move. So that has resolved that one, and that 7's looking at that cell. So that's a rather pretty unwinding. He says as he gets to the end and can't decide between 7 and 8 there. This 2 has resolved the bottom one. And this 7 is seeing this cell, so we can take that out. But and this 3 that we did place, yes, okay, that resolves this 7, 8, 3. And now we can resolve this one as well. That's lovely how that all works together. Right, 3 and 5 at the top of column 9. There's a 2 to go in there. 4, 7, 6 to place here. I don't think we can do that yet. Look, there's another 9th cell in a column. 8 and 6 to go in at the top of this one. And I think this is fairly straightforward from here. 2, 5 and 7 to place. This can't be a 2, so we can complete that. 4 and 7 in row 1. 4, 6, 2 in row 2. And 7, 8, 6, I think it is, in that order in row 3. So there we go. Remember, the check function won't check both either the knight's move constraint or the sandwich constraint, but that, I believe, is the correct solution to Clement's puzzle. And now to reveal what else he'd baked into it that he thought was necessary to solve the puzzle, he said that every 9 in the puzzle touched a 5 by a king's move. And I mean, I think we can see that that must be true. Yes. Now that doesn't mean that every 5 touches a 9. And indeed we've got a loose 5 down here that doesn't, but every 9 does touch a 5. Okay, wasn't necessary. I think our tester solved it with that constraint without the knight's move constraint. I suspect it was probably a bit harder that way, but that's not how I've done it. I hope you've had a go at it in the knight's picnic way. And thank you very much for watching and enjoying that with me. So hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic, and bye for now.